Did the old prophets actually meet angels on top of mountains, or were they highly intelligent beings from a galaxy far, far away? Welcome to ufology, where we explore the truth about alien life. Because let's face it, we're not alone and the evidence is everywhere. In this video, we'll take a look at the presence of aliens in human mythology. Across many cultures, mythology contains stories of gods and heroes accomplishing impossible feats. These beings usually wield supernatural powers, but some people believe that instead of magic, the myths describe aliens possessing superior technology. If you're interested in finding out more, let's get right into the video. In mythology, gods were often said to arrive from the sky. These gods would descend to a formless earth. There, they shaped the land and all living things on it for their own purposes. For example, the ancient Sumerian myth of Enuma Elish says humankind was created to serve gods called the Anunnaki. If you've watched our previous videos, you'll be familiar with that name. The myth claims that these gods created us to mine gold for them. We were slaves, meant to labor so our divine masters wouldn't wear themselves out. This sounds like the premise of a science fiction movie, doesn't it? Conspiracy theorists believe so as well. They claim the Anunnaki were aliens who came to Earth to mine gold. When they arrived, the Anunnaki helped humanity develop, in exchange for our servitude. Another common motif in myth is that of gods emerging out of primordial chaos. This chaos is usually depicted as either a dark ocean or a vast emptiness. Out of this darkness, the gods come into being. Could this be describing spaceships arriving from space? After all, space is often seen to be a dark, starry ocean of sorts. Various creation myths worldwide also seem to tie in with extraterrestrial visitations. The indigenous people of Australia tell a story of how everything on Earth was asleep. The father of all spirits was the only one awake, and he woke the Sun Mother. He commanded her to go down and give the spirits of the Earth forms. She woke the plants, insects, caves, and everything on Earth until it was finished. The father of all spirits was pleased with the Sun Mother's work. Later, the Sun Mother gave birth to two children, the Morning Star and the Moon. Those two gave birth to children that later became humanity's ancestors. This may be a straightforward supernatural tale or an elaborate metaphor for terraforming. The Earth already seemed to exist in their myth, but was empty. Perhaps the father was an alien on board the mother ship, who commanded his followers to descend and terraform the planet, seeding it with life. Note the usage of woke instead of created. This may imply they already had the DNA in storage on their ship. We also have the Ainu creation story. They believe the world was created when oil from the ocean rose as a flame to the sky. What was left was land. The water vapor created two gods descending on 5 colored clouds. These two gods created all other life on Earth as well as other deities. Lastly, let's take a look at the Polynesian creation myth. This seems to be the most blatant one. According to their myth, the world emerged from a shell. When the shell slowly opened, a light came inside. The top of the shell became Rangi, sky, and the bottom, Papa, earth. Rangi and Papa loved each other and gave birth to 70 powerful gods that helped in creating the world as it is today. As mentioned at the start, myths tell of many seemingly implausible feats. Heroes lifting entire mountains, gods drinking the sea, and lots more. The technology level of these alien visitors must have been mind-blowing. In previous videos, we went over the theory of aliens helping various civilizations develop. This includes evidence at sites such as Teotihuacan and the Egyptian pyramids. These were built using techniques seemingly too advanced for their era. Even in the present day, isolated tribes of people still mistake our modern technology for divine artifacts. For example, in the early 20th century, many cargo cults sprung up. These were cultures suddenly exposed to Western technology. Planes, ships, and even soft drink bottles became object of worship sent by their gods. To the primitive minds of millennia past, advanced alien technology would be even more awe-inspiring. In fact, we can find quite a few written descriptions of this technology in myths. One, which we've covered before, is the Vimana, a chariot of the gods from Hindu mythology. You can check out our previous video for more information. In short, it was described as a flying vehicle. To quote an 1889 translation of the Hindu epic Mahabharata, Bhima flew with his Vimana on an enormous ray which was as brilliant as the sun and made a noise like the thunder of a storm. The way it's described brings to mind a jet plane. The story of how the Greek gods came to be may also indicate advanced technology. The Titan Kronos was the father of the Greek gods. He had swallowed all his infant children, but one was hidden away. This was Zeus. Zeus eventually made his father vomit up all the gods he had swallowed and then killed him. Conspiracy theorists believe this was a metaphor for the alien mothership expelling rebellious aliens. To them, the story of infant gods surviving for years within a giant stomach sounds implausible. Apart from that, there's also the tale of the bamboo cutter. It describes in great detail what seems to be an alien encounter in ancient Japan. Also known as Princess Kaguya's tale, the legend is the oldest surviving piece of Japanese fiction. It was written in either the late 9th or early 10th century. A long time ago, an old man was cutting bamboo. He came upon a strange glittering log. It was as if the log was illuminated by the moon. He split the log open and found a tiny little girl inside, about 7 centimeters tall. The man and his wife had no children. They raised the tiny girl as their own, naming her Kaguya, which means moonlight. As she grew, the bamboo branch where she was found began to produce rare jewels. This made the bamboo cutter a rich man. Could Kaguya have been an extraterrestrial visitor? Let's hear the rest of the story and you can decide. Kaguya grew into a seemingly normal girl, albeit with unnatural beauty. Over the years, people learned of her existence and began courting her. On one occasion, she even had 5 gentlemen approaching her house at once. But Kaguya refused to take a husband. She would make impossible requests of her suitors to drive them away. The emperor soon discovered her existence. He too fell madly in love on seeing her. Unfortunately, she again refused. The emperor tried to take her by force to his palace. She resisted, saying that if he did so, she would disappear forever. Princess Kaguya grew melancholy, watching the sky every night. Eventually, she confessed her true origins to her parents. Kaguya was a visitor from the moon and meant to return soon. Upon learning of this, the emperor sent guards to her house to prevent her from escaping. One night, the moon was covered by a cloud. This cloud soon descended towards the earth while the sky grew darker. A carriage manned by shining beings arrived to take Kaguya home. She left a letter and a small bottle of the elixir of life for the emperor before leaving. He was too frightened to use it and ordered for the elixir to be disposed of. Mythology is ripe with tales of mysterious beings and gods appearing from nowhere to influence our world. Are these supernatural beings? Are they extraterrestrials with unimaginably advanced tech? We may never know the truth. Make sure to comment below on what your thoughts are. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to tune in next week.